and welcome along to another episode of our weekly quiz, You're the Ref. Each week we ask 3 refereeing controversial scenarios, actually, relating to a footballing personality from the 2010 era. As per last week with Charlie, Craig has picked a page number this week and we'll have lucky dip the scenarios. So it's your home tie in question of sport and you have got to win this week's episode. As you forgot last week, Craig, would you like to ask me a certain question about the book?
Yeah, who signed the book?
The book has been signed by none other than former World Cup final referee Howard Webb, who missed the most deliberate red card of any World Cup final that's ever been. And he's also told us when signing the book that he refereed that World Cup final.
Where was the World Cup?
That World Cup was in South Africa, I believe.
And who won it?
It was won by Spain. Can you stop quizzing me, please? Because I'm going to run out of answers eventually.
You got kicked.
I don't know. Nigel de Jong did it, though.
Was it Iniesta? I don't know.
Nah, Xabi Alonso.
Oh, there you go.
So it was.
Anyway.
Moving on. This week's scenarios that Craig has picked relate to, interestingly, a former Manchester United player. And he's in his Manchester United shirt in the illustration for scenario number 1. That man, Craig, is Dimitar Berbatov.
Ooh.
What a player.
He has the best first touch ever.
Apart from Tom Huddleston, I agree, yes.
No.
Zinedine Zidane as well.
No. There's a video on YouTube. Watch his first touch for Fulham against Aston Villa.
Oh, it's lovely.
Magnificent.
For question number 1, will the lads agree with Keith Hackett? A goalkeeper races out of his area to beat the opposition striker to a long, lofted back pass.
Oh.
Back pass, okay? Remember that. In the clash, the keeper manages to head the ball back into his area, then dashes back and picks it up.
Oh.
What do you give?
Oh.
So this is just, do you know the rule, basically, of what to do if the keeper heads it, then picks it up?
Is it still technically a back pass?
I don't know, because even if it was passed on the floor, if he flicked it up and then headed it, could he catch it?
So that's basically all we're asking. If you take all the other scenario out of it, it's if the goalkeeper heads a back pass and then picks it up.
I'm gonna go with, and I'm only using this because basically I've never seen a goalkeeper do that before, so I assume you can't do it, which is the worst logic for an answer.
I guess the closest is Lee Dixon lobbing someone, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh.
But even then, even if he'd have done that and Seaman had headed it, I don't know. I'm gonna a bit like that goal kick. Yeah, no, okay. I'm gonna have to go with. I've got no idea of the rule, if I'm being brutally honest, in terms of the permutations of it. So I'm gonna go, because I haven't seen anyone do it. It can't be a thing. So I'm gonna say that then it must. Is that an indirect free kick you give? Or
yeah.
I don't know, mate. You're the ref. If you hadn't noticed.
Right, indirect free kick and not allowed, basically. I would say that's naughty. You shouldn't do that.
That's naughty. I'm going to say, I'm going to have to agree. I think it's a back pass. Because otherwise, every goalkeeper would be doing it every week. And you don't see goalkeepers doing it every week. So I'm going to definitely say back pass. And obviously, I know this book's 10 years old and it's signed by Howard Webb. But obviously, they changed the rules. And obviously, defenders can go in the penalty area now. And we have seen someone flick it up, headed back to the goalkeeper, and then they've been throwing it out. Obviously, that's now changed again.
But that's the outfield player heading it.
Yeah. So I think... No, I'm going to have to agree with Charlie. I think it's a back pass.
Yeah.
After all my little ramble there, I think it's a back pass.
And indirect free kick, I assume, is where he picks it up in the area. Yeah,
because normally... because I swear it's true, yeah. Where he picks it up in the area is the where you take the indirect free kick. But there's no booking, because that's just silly.
That's the first for you not to get card happy, to be fair, Craig. Right.
That's twice that's happened now. Are you feeling all right, mate?
There's no. It's not ungentlemanly conduct. It's not unsporting conduct.
Is it?
So,
go on, Dan. Put us out of our misery.
Well, I just want to let the viewers know, because they're not going to see that bit, is that Craig has also ordered a margarita pizza during that answer. But either way, we must move on to Keith Hackett's answer.
Yeah, the order.
And you've both obviously gone back to your boring same answer, and I'm afraid you're both correct. So well done, because you penalised the goalkeeper for handling the ball from a deliberate back pass. Doesn't matter that he's headed it first. He has handled a deliberate back pass. Right. His header outside the area makes no difference whatsoever. Give an indirect free kick from the point where the keeper handled it. So you were completely correct on all points. Well done.
Yeah, if it was up part of your knee, and he went back to the goalkeeper and then he flicked it up, then yeah, that's
Oh, yeah.
fair game.
That's always a bizarre rule I found. That
Why is it with
the cut off wasn't your waist? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know why if you knee it back to the goalkeeper, that's okay. Because my first instinct, if I ever see that, is to think that's a back pass. I mean, you hardly see it anyway, do you? To be fair, but it's
Well,
like,
yeah, it's football. Obviously, if you score with your like top half of your leg, from your quads, then obviously that's fine.
bizarre.
So, I don't know. Who made that up?
I don't know how that relates to Berbatov, but anyway.
Well, I guess they're suggesting that you can't pass it with your thigh, aren't they? But there you go.
Right.
Well, you can.
No, fair enough.
Well, you can pass it with your head, so technically that should be a back pass under the laws of the game. But we have to live and digress, don't we, Craig? Let's move on to number 2, and let's see if you can come up with different answers for once. We start by sprinting on an extremely wet pitch.
Well, that's out of Charlie's game then.
Yeah, that's me.
Hey, at least for you two at centre half, the sun's not out. That's where it all gets shaky.
Oh, you're still salty.
If you want to know what that's about, there's about 20 episodes that mention it. So sprinting on an extremely wet pitch, an attacker has only the goalkeeper to beat. A chasing defender almost catches him, but slips and loses his footing.
Oh.
He tumbles accidentally straight into the striker and brings him down as a result. What do you give? This should get different answers.
Sorry, just to remind me, is it outside the area?
Let me just confirm that for you.
That's a good point, because I was about to say penalty straight away.
It doesn't actually mention where on the pitch it is.
Okay.
Well,
It just says he only has the keeper to beat.
Yeah, but that could be anywhere though. That could be outside the area. It could go around.
You go first on me, Craig, because I won't steal your answer like the last episode, but it's up to you.
Considering we've both got the point, I don't think you need to. He slipped. It does sound harsh, but technically he has fouled him, even though he slipped. I remember seeing Ander Herrera slip and Martin Klattenberg give him a yellow card, and it was his second yellow, and he's off, which is harsh.
Can I just say, this answer is huge, and I'm reading it, and it's already annoyed me.
Oh, annoyed him.
See, that's the thing. I'm thinking, though, Craig, deliberate or not, he has denied, like, he's the last man, isn't he?
Yeah, he has denied the goal scoring opportunity. So technically, it's a foul.
It's so subjective. How do you decide what's a fall? What's like, what? I mean, he could have deliberately
at the end of the day,
intended to fall over so he gets out of the.
What you got to remember is if you was the attack, if your team was attacking and he's through on goal, and he's technically been mauled over because the guy slipped, you're going to be outraged because your team's about to score.
It's a spectacular fall though to catch him. Right, Craig, what are you going for? Or should you want me to
I'll go. I'm gonna say it's a foul, regardless. Even though it's not a foul, it's a foul. For Mickey Flanagan, it's a foul. But and unfortunately, it's a denying the goal scoring opportunity. So it's a harsh red card. As much as I don't want to give the red card because he slipped, it's a red card.
Fair enough, Charlie.
So I'm using a bit of inference here that Dan got annoyed by the answer, and I'm going to have to disagree with you, Craig. And
I'm not surprised you disagree with me.
I think
Are you suggesting
right.
I wouldn't be annoyed by that answer?
No, I think you're right. But for the interest of the competition, I'm going to say that it is a foul, but because of the fact that it wasn't a deliberate, malicious intent, I'm just going to say a booking on the basis of ungentlemanly conduct, which was the rule that Keith gave earlier, indirect free kick.
Okay. So I'll give you the answer now. And obviously you'll see the reason why I'm annoyed. And I'm going to say this right now. So this is the second scenario on our 10th episode, which if I've done my maths right, makes that the 29th scenario we've done. Oh, this is the first time I have been genuinely flabbergasted by the answer.
Big word there.
If I pulled this out of the bag, I might just have to walk off, I think.
Well, let me put you out of your misery. You haven't pulled it out of the bag. So let's just move on. The answer is about 15 lines long, but I'm going to read you the first 2 words, which explain completely why I'm annoyed. Play on.
What?
No, you just called him.
No way.
So, hang on. I'll give you Keith's reasoning. I mean, it might well be a bedtime story at this point, but let's do it. Play on, but it's an immensely difficult situation. Intent is no longer in the laws of the game. So the fact that the defender did not intend to bring the defender down is irrelevant. Instead, the question you have to ask your defence is whether the defender could have avoided the collision if he'd taken more care. Was
It's
this
a wet pitch, man.
hang on. Was this situation down to carelessness? If your answer was yes, then you would give a direct free kick or penalty with a possible red card if it was a goal scoring opportunity. But if the incident isn't down to carelessness, which because of the wet pitch, Keith's saying it isn't, and is obviously a complete accident like this one, you must let play continue.
But the guy's
committed
lost
a
out
foul.
and scoring. Yeah, the guy's lost out and scoring.
Oh, for goodness sake.
I'd tell you what, if I was exactly...
Hang on. Most fouls are accidents.
Yeah, I was about to say, you don't deliberately,
Unless you deliberately foul them.
Well, no, in fairness, actually, Craig doesn't understand what you just said there, Dan, when you said most fouls are accidents, because,
Okay,
especially watching
most fouls from most people apart from Craig are accidents.
Most of my fouls and Pro Vote are actual intent.
Deliberate intent to, yeah. No,
when I play the game, they're normally spot on.
Going back to the question, that genuinely doesn't make... And
different.
like you say, it's a contradiction. I think Keith got it wrong. I think probably the closest answer would have been... But it's so subjective. Like, how do you define an accident? Like,
well, this is why consistency is so poor in world football refereeing, isn't it? Because every referee is going to see that differently. I don't think, and I'm going to hold my head up here, and you can call me if I'm wrong. I can't imagine any elite referee seeing that situation and not giving a foul.
Completely agree.
Have to, because how is that fair for the striker?
Exactly, and how many times do you see a foul given and the commentator go, "Oh, he shouldn't book him. It's a harsh one because the pitch is wet. He's got to bear that in mind," and things like that. But they've still given the foul.
Yeah.
No, that's rubbish from Keith.
I'm now enraged.
I think we should both get a point for that. Because
it's irrelevant because it's when it takes all on the last one, Craig.
If it was down to me, I'd give points, but unfortunately, I can't. I'm more unhappy than both of you. Let me tell you that.
Thing is, what Keith's done there is not only has he not given a foul, and now he's going to book players for dissent.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
As you would say, Craig, you set the tone, man. Like,
he's properly set the tone, and I'm not happy with that. I'm not happy with it.
Right, question 3, decider. Here we go, Dan. Come on.
So who's going to nick it? We're 1-1 at the moment, and again we're sticking with the striker theme for Dimitar Berbatov.
Berbatov would have scored, by the way, even if he did get fouled. Just saying.
Yeah, he probably would have just done a little roly-poly and got it in, wouldn't he? A striker is fouled in the area. As he receives treatment on the pitch, you give a penalty. After a minute, he gets up, ready to take the kick. He's the side specialist penalty taker. Defenders angrily tell you that he should leave the field after treatment, but the attacking side say that would penalise them as the injured party. What do you do? And now I know I'm going to ask you 2 parts to this question because Craig's going to probably allude to it as well. What's the answer in the book and what is the answer now?
Right. So, answer in the book is he has to go off the pitch regardless, even if he is the fouled man. But nowadays they've changed the rule, and actually, technically, if he's booked the player, then he can stay on the pitch. But no, what I just said first time, it's the player has to go off. If he's had the physio's come on to give him treatment, he has to go off the pitch, and someone else has to take the penalty.
There's Craig's answer locked in. Charlie Betts.
Well, I think I agree with Craig, but I'm just going to chance my arm for the interest of the episode. And
just be honest.
As long as you genuinely believe it to be the right answer, I don't mind.
Well, yeah, no. In that case, then I think it's a fairly known rule that he would have to leave the pitch if he's received treatment. However, I would say that you're probably going to have quite a lot of aggro to deal with off the back of this because teams are going to kick off about that. However, if he was that injured, then maybe he shouldn't be taking the penalty anyway. That's what I would say. I'd say some tough luck. You either shouldn't have got the physio on and been all melodramatic, or now that you've done that, well, you're not fit enough to take the penalty anyway. Get off.
So, I can confirm that in terms of the answer in the book, you are both right. So well done. The defenders are right. The laws state that in this instance, after treatment, an injured player must leave the field of play. So both correct in terms of the book. And as Craig alluded to just a moment ago, due to the new rule changes, which were 2019, I think, because I'm sure maybe 2018, if a player is fouled and receives treatment for an injury or a penalisation that leads to a yellow card for the defending team for the tackle, then they can stay on the pitch to take a set piece. They don't have to leave the field of play anymore. So the episode itself finishes 2-2. We're back to even Stevens and similar views, which is a bit disappointing. But I can't really focus now because Keith's really pissed me off in this episode. I'm sorry.
That was really annoying.
You may wonder why I'm a bit ragged. I have not been able to work it. I can't fathom how he's managed to get to that.
As I said, if that was my team and we're about to win the league or the cup and we don't get a penalty, anything from it, I'm gonna be.
I'd be furious, didn't you?
I'll be with the Beds FA in about 2 days' time.
Yeah, no.
That's ridiculous.
No.
Well, I agree. Unfortunately, Keith doesn't, but I'm not going to use the word extraordinary this week because I'm very upset. So that's how it is. But it is a draw. We're back to even Stevens after a couple of slightly different episodes. Thank you very much for watching as always. If you did enjoy the episode, please put a thumbs up on it. You can go and follow us over on Twitter at HonestFootball3. And you can subscribe to the channel down below, where at the moment we've got 3 episodes a week. 1 from this series, of course, 1 interview with former or current football personalities. And we've also got a Football Manager Network career where the 3 of us go head to head. And that's going to have some fun involved in it, I have no doubt at all. Charlie's also got his new series starting soon, which will be the resumption of his coaching diaries. So hopefully we've got all that to look forward to. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.